So usual warm-ups, remember flexing and pointing your toes. So we're going to do 5 on each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do those circles with your toes. That's it. So nice circles. Fabulous. Well done. And then the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. So now we're going to do the calf stretch. So remember, put your feet together to start off with. Keep your hips and your shoulders nice and square. And remember, you can do this holding on if you need to, or you can just do it freestanding. It's totally up to you. So one foot's directly in front of the other, almost like you're taking a step forward. Squeeze your bottom and push those hips forward. Try and keep nice and square with the shoulders and feel that gentle stretch of your calf at the back. We'll hold it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then feet back together. Okay, and we're going to go with the other leg. So we take the other leg back, and we're going to bend that front knee, hips forward, so push, and you should feel, as I say, that gentle stretch down your calf. So it's just giving it a stretch and waking ourselves up, and all our muscles ready to get some skating on. So then that's it, feet together, well done. Okay, so we're just going to do some hips side to side. So make sure when you're doing this, you really feel like you're pushing your hip from side to side. That's it. So side to side. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to do those circles. Yeah. So again, if you need to hold on to something, or you can just do it freestanding. Okay. And then we're going to go the other way. So remember, if you've actually already got your skates on, because I know some of you do this one before, just be careful. Just make sure you're holding on to somebody or something, so you're not going to fall over. Okay, well done. Okay, so we're just going to warm the shoulders up. So shoulders up to your ears and push back down. So really feel like they come right up as far as you can, and push them down as far as you can. That's it. And all the time you're doing this, try and keep these core muscles nice and tight. That's it. Brilliant. And if you're sat in your chair, you can probably have a go at this one. That's it. Okay, so now we're going to do the circles. So you're just going to circle your shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're going to do the arms. So we're just going to do big circles, and you can do one at a time if you feel like you can't balance, or if you can do both, that's brilliant. If you want to just do one first, you can just do one arm, yeah, and then you can just change and do the other arm if you feel like you need to hold on to something. That's fantastic, well done. Okay, so now we're just going to warm the head up, the neck, the head's just loosen up a little bit, so chin forward and then chin back, chin forward and then chin back, and forward and back, and forward and back. Brilliant. So then we're going to just do the circle, so we can drop to the side and circles. If you find you get too dizzy doing the circles, you can just probably go from front to side, because this can make people feel quite dizzy. So sometimes it is a good idea, if you're doing the circular one, to hold on to something so you don't get too dizzy, okay? Right, so once you've done that, we're going to do the twisting one. So this is, imagine you've got your skates on, so we're going to bend our knees, okay? Keep those hips and shoulders nice and square to start off with. And what we're going to do, we're going to twist as far as we can, and we're going to hold and look behind you, and count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then face the front again. That's it, and then you're going to bend and twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, give yourselves a little shake out. So remember that twisting exercise, we do a lot in the skating, don't we? So that one's a really good one to practice holding on, okay? So what we're going to try now, we're just going to try and lift the knee forward and hold our knee if we can. So if you're sat in a chair, you can probably try and lift your knee up as well. and give it a go on one foot. So bend your knees so you're nice and square with your hips and shoulders to start off with. Use these core muscles to keep it nice and tight. And you're just going to bring your knees straight forward and hold it in. And it's quite tricky, this one. So you might need to hold on to something, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, and then a quick squat. Okay, so this time we're going to lift the other one. Again, if you feel like you need to hold on to something, that's absolutely fine. So just lift it up and you can hold it with one arm, look. And if you feel like you want to try it without, you can just let go. But you've got something there to hold on to if you need to. So that's a bit of a new one, but it's good for balancing. I can see some of you trying this with skates on, so that's brilliant. Right, I'm just going to get my skate. Okay, so here they are. So remember, before we put our skates on, you need to check them, yeah, for dust, and sometimes get hairs in and things like that. You need to make sure that they're not got any wet on them, all right, because remember, that's not good at all, and it can get quite slippy. All right, so remember, you need to look after your skate wheels like you would your ice skating blades. It's really, really important. So again, I don't know what it's like where you all are, but it's a horrible rainy day here. So I can imagine that most of you are going to be doing this indoors again. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty miserable, isn't it, out there today? So again, I'm very aware that we're limited to space. Okay. So what I'm going to try and do is obviously scale everything down a little bit, and then when we do have the opportunity to go outside or into a bigger area, we can do this, okay? So I'm just going to get my skates on. Remember, they've got to be nice and tight from the bottom, okay? And as I say, we just need to be aware of the space today because we're probably going to be quite restricted indoors. It's nice to see, by the way, that some of you have applied to do the badges and got some certificates for your roller skating through Inclusive Skating and the website. So that's fabulous, and it's just so lovely to see that people are improving and enjoying the lessons. And some of you have just improved so quickly. I can't believe how quickly you've improved. So that's really, really good. So there's, I've not got my chair today, so I'm sat on the floor. But this is a good one because if you're falling over, and I know some of my skaters that have got these skates have had a few falls, and it isn't easy to always get up. So I'm going to practice that today. So remember your skates nice and tight. That's it. Okay. Brilliant. So we're going to go over a lot of what we've already done, because it's really important. I'm not sure if we've got any new skaters, but here we go. Remember, if you need to recap on any of the basic skills that we've already done, you can see them on the Inclusive website or on YouTube. So if there's something that you think, oh gosh, I need that breaking down again, remember you can always go back and have a look. Okay, so remember, if you do fall over, it's exactly the same as the ice, okay? Just want to make sure, just stretch your feet out. And if you fall, just have a minute. Don't try and get up too quickly and don't have a panic, okay? Because I know that sometimes, and I've done it, when you fall over, sometimes, well, you know, sometimes you can hurt yourself, you can feel quite dizzy, and also sometimes you can feel a little bit embarrassed and you want to get up as quickly as you can when people are around. But everybody falls over. Remember, even the top skaters in the world, whether you roller or ice, they all fall over at some point. So we need to just make sure that we're getting up safely. All right, so feet out in front. Make sure that you don't feel dizzy at this point, because you know, you don't know if you've fallen over, you might feel a little bit shaken. So just sit and have a minute. Then what you're going to do, fold your feet to the side, okay, like you would on the ice, okay. And we're just going to push up. So if you do feel like you need to put your hand down, just put your fists down rather than your fingers. I know that most of you, you're on your own, of course, because we're in self-isolation, so there's not going to be people whizzing around, but you don't, you know, if we were in that situation, you don't want your fingers to get rolled on. So you're going to push up, so you can put one hand down if you need to, okay? And then remember, when you're getting up from this position, just push your hips forward, and you need to keep your bottom. A lot of people try to get up from here, and it's really tricky. So you have to push your hips forward and your bottom. You're going to put one foot in front. Now, if you've got a stopper on the front, now I know not all skates have got stoppers on the front, because I've had some skaters and the stopper's been on the back. So that's quite a little bit of a different story, but hopefully most of us have got stoppers on the front. Make sure that you feel that stopper's really like still, okay? And you're going to push up off the back toe, and you're going to lean your chest and your chin over this knee, and you're going to give yourself a good push up, and then put your feet together. Okay, it's quite tricky. That's it. And then as soon as you stand up, do it nice and steady. You don't want to get up too quickly. Put your feet in that penguin stance. There we go. And remember, in this stance, look, your wheels are nice and still. I know I keep saying it, but even I sometimes forget, and I'm stood talking and I'll go too far back on those back two wheels. And once you go back onto those back two wheels, what you do find is your feet will go from underneath you. So it's very, very important that you get in the right position. So, okay, so we're all warmed up. We're in a safe environment. Make sure you've not no sharp edges and things like that. I know, as I say, that a lot of us are very restricted because we're indoors and we haven't got a lot of rooms for furniture around and things like that. So just take your time, be very careful. And what we'll try and do is scale it right down so that obviously we don't need too much room. Okay? So you can always do things coming towards me. Do your stepping around, because it might be hard to do the 2-foot turnaround if you've not got the space. And then you can do it coming back the other way as well. All right, so I'm just going to move back a little bit. Okay, so we're in a penguin stance. Okay, and remember to keep these core muscles, so this tummy nice and tight. Okay, and just bend those knees. Okay, and we're just going to start. If you want to do the stepping forward, that's fine. So remember, there's not much room. That's it, we can't go too far. So you can either do this one, or you can start to push 1 foot forward and then close onto 2 feet. Yeah, wait till you start into your penguin stance, push forward until you're on 2 feet, okay? So I obviously am aware that a lot of you are at different levels, and that's fine. So again, remember, if you need to go back to that basic levels, it's fine. So if you need to do your penguin walking, while we're doing the forward stroking, that's absolutely fine. If you want to do your glide and then glide together, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so I'm going to do the forward stroking now. So again, I'm still going to start in this penguin stance, bend my knees. I'm going to tip your wheel in slightly, and I'm going to forward glide and then 2 feet. Forward glide onto 2 feet. Okay, so remember, if you're on the carpet as well, you will go a little bit slower. So I've got quite a decent floor here, so I can get quite a bit of speed up and I can go a long way on those glides. The same as the ice, turn the free leg out, and then feet back together. If you don't want to the feet together, you can just bend and transfer your weight. When you're doing it without bringing your feet together, you need that weight transfer, remember. So if you're on the left, you're slightly leaning over the left, and if you're on the right, so there's a lot of weight transfer, just like we do on the ice. There's a lot of weight transfer when you're just doing that forward stroking. So like I say, if you feel like you want to just do the and bend on 2 feet, and then change your weight, so you get nice and comfortable. So your weight's over the left, into the middle, weight over the right, that's fine also. Okay. Now, from some of the feedback that from some of my skaters that I've been getting is the stops are sometimes still a bit of an issue. So I thought we would go over the stops again today. And again, I know that we're limited to space. The only thing is when we do go from this enclosed space and we're going into a bigger space, obviously there's a few things that are going to happen. You're going to be skating further, and the chances are that you're going to be getting more speed up as well. And because the flooring's going to be different to what you've got at home, like a carpet or something like that, you are going to get that speed. So it's really important that you practice these stops. And I know we've gone over them before, but I just want to remind you, because even some of my skaters, they've been whizzing around and then suddenly it comes to stop and they're struggling. So we'll just go through snowplow stop first. So feet apart and bend your knees. So remember again, this square position with your hips and your shoulders and that really good knee bend. Remember to bend your knees in your skates, whether they're roller or ice, because they have to be tight around your ankles. You have got to put some pressure on those ankles. So feet slightly apart, and what you're going to do is you're just going to push your feet round and the toes in. So it's like you're making a V shape with your feet. Now obviously snow plough is not going to slide if you're familiar with it on the ice. It will sort of go round and then stop. It's not going to kind of slide across like we do on the ice, okay? So when we do this movement, remember, we're going to do a forward skating, whether you're doing your walking, bend your knees, and then you're going to push those heels out to stop. Okay, it's a really good idea to have these hands and arms slightly in front of you. So not right out to the side, but in a kind of like a little bit of a V shape. Okay, and then if there is something in front of you, you can always put your hands out. It's always better to go forward than it is to go back. Okay. What a big mistake a lot of people making when doing this snow plough is as they bend and they start to push the heels out, what they tend to do is straighten up, or they lean back as they straighten up. And as I say, you don't want to go on those back two wheels, because you will find that it's over. You're going to end up on your bottom, and then you'll be practicing that falling over, getting in position. So here I go again, look. So bend my knees, a lot of knee bend, and then stop. And I do find that probably on the rollers I'm going to need that bit more knee bend than I would if I was on the ice. Okay, so that's the snow plough stop. And remember, you can do this, you can just practice your position standing still. Okay, you can just practice towards something. So I'll just use this wall for an example. So you could just do one push, bend, and then hold on. To give that a go, or you could do that with somebody walking alongside of you. Either's fine, whatever's safe for you. Remember your ability. Remember your limitations, and as I say, it's absolutely fine whichever way you want to do it. Okay. So what I'm going to go on to now is the T-stop, and I think I said this last week. I personally, everybody's different, find the T-stop in rollers easier than the snow plough, but everybody's a little bit different. So remember, if you just want to hold on to something first, so feet a little way apart again, you're going to turn the leg out at the back and you just gently pull it in. You don't want to put the weight on this back leg, because what you'll find is that it'll spin you around one way or the other way sometimes. And so all your weight still stays on this front leg, the knee bend, and as you just gently pull the wheels across the floor, you can straighten those knees up. Again, you don't want to be looking down at what your feet are doing, so it's a really good idea, because I know that to make sure you're probably looking to see, yeah, I've got my wheels, I'm bending my knee, but when you do this moving, you want to be looking up and forward. You don't want to drop too far forward, okay? So what we're going to do is we'll do our forward skating, okay? I'm going to bend my knees, transfer my weight, and pull it. Now, if you noticed when I did that, I don't lift this leg up at the back too high. So when I do the T-stop, so I'm skating along, yeah, I'm holding on here just so I can show you. Feet slightly apart, bend my knees, okay? And what I do, as I turn this foot out, so it's a bit like your forward stroking position, I turn out, I don't lift it, look, too far off the floor, and then I just pull it. Okay, so I'll show you that again, coming forward. So skating forward, look, bend my knees, transfer my weight over to whichever leg I want to stand on, and I pull it. Okay, so when you do that, it's really important that you keep that body up straight. Okay, and again, just remember to keep the weight on the front leg and in. Can you see? So you're using the wheels to stop you, but you don't have to press really, really hard, okay? And it's about turning that foot out as well. So again, if you're just struggling to transfer your weight, you probably need to practice this just standing still and holding on. Okay, you can do this on either foot as well. I always tell everybody to try it on both feet. Okay, so this is on the foot that, as you can see, I wobble a little bit because I was leaning forward. So I favour standing on my right and my left leg behind, but if you want to do it the other way with the left foot forward, the right one behind, that's fine. What I normally do is tell everybody to try both, hold on and try it first. You'll already get a feel for which leg you feels better, and you probably will stick with that one, but it is always a good idea to try both, okay? So I'm just going to do that again towards the camera. So remember, we've got our basic skating, we've got our 2-foot glide first, get your balance, we've got the transfer of the weight and the turn out of the foot, and I'm going to pull in and stand up nice and straight. Okay, when I do that as well, I squeeze my hips and my bottom tight, and I push my hips forward. You don't want to let yourself go back as you do that, okay? Let's try that again. Okay, so feet into your penguin stance, bending your knees, forward skating, however you want to do the forward skating, bend your knees, transfer your weight, and in. Okay, well done. I can see that that's really, really good. So remember, when you do go from being indoors, you know, in the home, and you're in a sort of small space, I know that when you go outside, because I know that I've done it, I get really excited. I've got all this freedom and all this wonderful space. And I check it out that it's all safe, and I get there, and all I want to do is whiz around and go quite fast. Just remember to go through your basics before you do this, okay? Because you are going to go further, you are going to go faster, and you're going to be enjoying yourself so much, all that freedom and all that space, that you're actually going to think, wow, this is amazing. You're going to get carried away, and then you've got to stop at some point, or you might get close to something. So just make sure that you're really concentrating on where you're going, and that you will get more speed, and you need to think about these stops. So we'll have one more go at each. And as I say, everybody, some people might find the snowplow stop much easier. It's this one. And some people might find that the T stop's a little bit easier. Okay? You can transfer your weight, you know, onto either leg a little bit more than the other. Then the T stop's probably okay. If you're struggling with that at the moment, it's fine. You can just wait till you slow down to stop and then push those feet in, okay? If you're struggling with the stop, or any of the stops, remember you can just do that forward skating. You can just glide up forward on your wheels. Remember that 2-foot glide forwards is on one of your levels anyway, on one of your inclusive badge levels. So as I say, what's been really nice this week is I've seen certificates awarded for these roller skating classes, and it's absolutely amazing that some have gone in just such a short amount of weeks, from like having no badges at all up to level 5, and I'm sure some way beyond. So it's brilliant that it's working and you're picking up on these basic skating techniques, so that's fabulous. Right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to try and pick out, so a lot of, we'll just go over what we've done before. Remember, I know I've said it and you're probably going to get fed up, but one thing leads into another, so even though it's very basic and you think, oh, I can do this really easily, remember one thing links into another. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to have a go at the forward swizzles. Now again, I'm very aware that you might be in a living room at home or somewhere like that, so you're not going to have a lot of space. So again, do your penguins down, bend those knees. So what we're going to do, again, use these core muscles, a lot of knee bend, so push those ankles forward onto those skates, squeeze that bottom and push those hips forward. We're going to push it out and bring those toes in. And then, if you need to, back into your penguin stance, round. So obviously today, I'm very aware that there's not much space, so you might only get one swizzling, or even maybe 2. So that's fine. So don't worry. If you can get more in, fabulous. Okay. If you want to start off from that position and go straight into them, you can. Yeah. So again, lots of knee bend. Okay. Or if you feel like you want to do the one where we do the 2-foot glide, yeah, so we do 1 and then glide on 2 feet, and then another one, glide on 2 feet. So again, I can fit 2 in. If I was just in this space, because my floor is quite sort of smooth and I can go a lot further, probably if I started here, I probably might just get 1 in, okay, before I get too close to the camera. So, okay, what we're going to do now as well, and again, this is on one of the levels, we're just going to have a go at doing a 1 foot swizzle whilst we're going forward, okay? So you can do this on a small circle. You might only get to do 1 or 2. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go round. I'm going to put my weight over my left side. You can go either way. And we're just going to do a 1 foot swizzle, okay? And this will take you around. Now, if you lead, so if you're going anti-clockwise, yeah, you need to lead with your right hand, okay, and pull your left shoulder back. And you have to be quite strong with that position so you can really feel this shoulder back. And you can do a tiny circle doing this. Don't need a lot of room, but it just helps keep your weight over that left side for later on when we're going to be doing some crossovers and things like that. So what we'll do is slow down on 2 feet or do one of your stops, one of your snow plows, one of your T-stops. And then what we're going to do, we're going to turn around and go the other way, okay? So this time, I'm going around clockwise. So I'm going to bend my knees, still in my penguin stance to start. And this time I'm going to lead with the left shoulder and the left arm. I'm really going to feel like this right shoulder pulls back, twisting at my waist, look. So again, look, just going round. You don't need a lot of room for this one, okay? Okay, so that's on a circle. You can do this as well in a straight line if you want to, if you've not got enough room. A couple of pushes on 2 feet, and you can just get used to doing that 1 foot swivel. So you can do those in a nice straight line, or you can do it on the circle, okay? So they're really good practice, ready for the crossovers later on, okay? So what we're going to move on to now then, so we've done the forward swizzles, we've had to go at 1 foot swizzles on a circle, so on a curve, and we've had to go in a straight line. So we're just going to go on to the backward swizzles now. Now, whenever you're doing backwards, it's a bit like on the ice. If you straighten up with your legs too much, and you tend to go to the last wheel and the next to last wheel, you will find they go quite quickly and you'll fall over. So when you're doing this backwards, it's same as the if you were on the ice with your ice blade that's on a rocker. Okay, you want to just be careful that you don't go back onto those back wheels. So when I stand in my start position, so toes together, so it's opposite to your penguin stance, I still bend my knees. Now when you do this, you might feel like it feels much easier to stick your bottom out, but try not to. Try and still keep that bottom tucked in. Tummy up nice and straight, arms out, okay? So when you do this, again, don't lean backwards. So arms in that V, chest and chin slightly forward, but looking up. Don't look down at your feet. What we're going to do, we're going to push out and pull back in. Okay, to 2 feet if you want to, out and back in. Now remember, when you're doing backwards, especially because we're indoors, we need to make sure that we're not going to crash. So what I sometimes do, luckily I've got this doorway, so I know when I'm level with this doorway that I can probably squeeze one more backward swizzle in. If I was doing backward skating, I know that once I've got this, it's a really good idea in your house or the space that you're in, is just check out something where you know, okay, yeah, I need that amount of distance to stop, okay? And you can also keep just having a little look over your shoulder, so pushing out, and that's the backward swizzles. Okay, so you can do those consecutive if you want to, so that means one after the other. If you feel that that's still too tricky, remember you can just do your backward walking, that's fine. Again, all these things are on the different levels, so the inclusive skating badge levels, and either is fine. So if you feel that you're not quite ready to do these backward swizzles, you can also do the one related to backwards where you just do half and back in, and then the other one and back in. So you don't even have to do both feet, yeah? So you can bend your knees, toes together, you can do 1 foot onto 2 feet, the other onto 2 feet. So remember, the backward skating 2 foot glide is on the program 3, so tier 3, and it's on badge 7, okay? So if you wanted to do your backwards, yeah, together, and then on 2 feet, you don't have to glide very far. And again, just be aware, I'm making sure that I'm level with that doorway when I start my 2 foot glide. Yes, I'm doing my pushes on 2 feet, bending my knees, just having a quick look, and then I'm going to wait to stop. So when you go backwards, obviously when it's time to stop, okay, bend your knees and you can do the slow down onto your feet. What I tend to do is just lift one foot up slightly, one heel. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me just show you. So I can lift, and my stopper at the front just goes down, and I just press gradually on that, and that will stop me. If I tend to go on both, what it tends to do, you feel like you're going too far forward, and you can lose your balance a little bit. So what I tend to do is when I stop, look, stand my knees, and I just lift my heel and stop with the stopper, and it's much easier. But again, always make sure that you're aware of what's behind you. You don't want to go into any walls or anything like that. You always need to make sure you've got that little spot where you think, oh gosh, I'm level with that, I need to get ready to stop, or I'm going to be too close. So well done. So what we're going to do now, we're going to have a go. So we've done backwards, backwards fizzle. We're kind of doing a mixture of everything. I'm trying to get through everything so we can get on to some of the other things today. So what I want to do now is we're just going to have a go at the crossovers, because I know a lot of you are liking doing those forward crossovers. So remember, if you want to hold on to something first, just get used to crossing, because it is slightly different, and my skates are quite heavy compared to my ice skates. So remember, I always just remember how it feels to cross over and feet back together. So again, you need lots of knee bend, okay? And the twist that we did earlier, remember on the warm-up, the bend and the twist, okay? We did that on the warm-up, we're gonna need to do that. If you feel like you're not ready for that crossover, remember you can practice the skate forward on 2 feet, bend, and you can twist and just hold that position, and then you can go back and twist and do the other position. Because we do need to do that twist when we're doing this crossover, okay? So I'm going around the circle. So I'm going to go anti-clockwise first. If you want to go the other way, that's fine. So I'm going to put my feet in a T position to start. So my back leg is the one that I'm going to push with. I'm going to pull the left shoulder back and the right arm forward and the right shoulder. Now remember, when you do this on wheels, you have to do this even more than we would do on the ice, because it's so much easier to get over on the edges on the ice on your blade and harder on the wheels. Remember, you don't want to go too far on these edges on your wheels, because they will go from underneath you, so you just want to slide. So what we're going to do is going to just push off and bring through and cross over back together. So we'll just do the one crossover. If you feel that that's all you can do, that's fine. So you can do one crossover and bend. Okay, I'm very aware again that some of you haven't got a lot of room. Okay, if you're doing this on a carpet, you're not going to go too fast, which is good to start off with. And you can just practice. Again, you can hold on to somebody, stepping over, feet back together. So stepping over, feet back together. Okay, so you can hold on to somebody, or you can do that holding on to a chair. So if you can get just one crossover in, and then glide onto 2 feet. Remember, that's on one of our badges. Okay, and onto 2 feet. So remember to turn the foot out as you push, and then bend again. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go the other way. So I'm going to go clockwise. So this time, I'm going to turn my left foot out at the back to start in the T. Because remember, we can't get too much speed up because we're indoors. I'm going to bend. And I'm going to do that twist again. So this time I'm pulling the right shoulder back, the left shoulder forward. So I'm leading with this left hand in front, and I'm feeling that twist at my waist. And I'm going, and my weight's over my right side this time. And cross it over together. So over the right, cross it over together. Okay. So that's the forward crossover. Okay. If you feel like you want to take that a step back, so remember, I think last week we did it where we just went on the curve and we just held that glide, and you can just lift off the leg a little bit, just so that you get used to transferring that weight. So if you go in round anti-clockwise, your weight's over that left side. So you have to lift the right hip up a little bit as you go in, so you can skate round on the wrong leg, and then you can change, do the twist. Always start in your basic position and get that right. And then feel up, I'm going, I'm just tucking in. And again, this is, remember, this is what's called the outside curve. If you feel like you can extend the free leg at the back, brilliant. So we can turn out and we can hold. And again, I'm wobbling today. That's it, over the outside. So remember as well, you'll find you can't go too far over. Also, when you're doing the curves, if you're on a surface that slows you down quite a bit, you'll find it harder to hold the curve as long as you would if you were on the ice, obviously. So if you wanted to hold a longer curve on the outside edge or the inside edge, what you would find is you probably would have to do a little bit of a stronger push, okay, to hold that. But you know what everybody is doing so far is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I've seen people doing crossovers brilliantly. If you don't feel like you can do them one after the other in a circle, or you've not got the room either, what you can find you can do is skate forward, then give yourself room, do a crossover to get you around the corner, on 2 feet get your balance, and then skate again. Okay? And that's a good idea as well. And that's probably when you've got that little bit more room. Okay? So, what we're going to do then now, I think we tried this last week. This is on program 3, and this is on badge 10. We're going to do the backward glide on one leg. So we've already done a little bit of backwards, and so we're going to have a go at gliding on one leg. So again, if you want to, you can just take the foot off a little way, and you can hold. If you want to just practice your backward or your backward swizzles, that's fine. So what I do again is I get into my basic backward 2-foot glide, and I just tuck in and hold. And I'm just getting used to transferring that weight. Okay, so some people might want to go to the next stage, bend and take the foot and heel in around the toe and turn the foot out. Again, this is much better if you've got somebody to hold on to you at the start, or you can hold on to something, push and hold this position. So again, my foot never comes off the floor too far, and my heel of my wheels is in line with my toe. So that's if I'm doing like the backward stroking exercise. And again, on that one, you're transferring the weight a little bit more. You will feel as well if you're taking the foot off, and again, if you want to just tuck it aside, absolutely fine, because that's still getting you used to transferring your weight from one side to the other. Okay, so it's a bit like half a swizzle comes in and off, half a swizzle in and off. So I don't know if you noticed as well, I'm getting about 2 in, and I'm very aware that there's not a lot of room behind me, so just be careful when you're doing that one. Okay, some people might want to have a go as well. So starting with toes together, remember to squeeze that bottom, hips and shoulders nice and level, half a swizzle, and when the legs at the back, you can take it slightly behind. Okay, so this one eventually would lead into landing positions for jumps and things like that. Okay, either remember is fine. If you just, when we're doing this, if you just want to still practice your backwards, your backward stepping, that's absolutely fine. Your backwards 2-foot glide, anything like that. Okay, so just going to quickly move on there. So we'll have a go now. Again, this is on program 3 level 10, because I know some of you are really progressing. But what we're going to do, we'll mix this in. Okay, so I'm going to do penguin stance first, skate forward, glide on 2 feet, reach forward, and I'm going to do the forward dip. Okay, I'm then going to come back, do the backward dip. Okay, so you do the backward skating, the 2-foot glide, and the backward dip. So if you want to have a practice first, just reaching forward and dipping down. So remember, you've got to really push those ankles forward, pull that chest and chin forward, so it helps get your weight over your knees. Okay, so we'll have a go at the forward one first. So this is on one of the lower levels. So again, we've not got a lot of room, so you might only have to be able to do a couple of pushes. Great. Okay, and then I'm going to go back. I'm going to reach forward, look behind, and then go down backward. Okay, so if you want to, again, there's the other one, remember as well. So that's on program 1, where you just skate forward, and you can do, sorry, that's program 2, where you skate forward and you can do the little knee dip. If you just want to go halfway, that's fine. If you want to try and go all the way down, that's absolutely fine as well. Okay, so again, remember when you do the backward one, it's really important to reach forward and pull your chest and your chin forward over your knees. You don't want to lean back and go back onto those wheels, and those wheels go from underneath you. Okay, right, so, well, what we'll do now, let's have a look. Just trying to think of some of the, I know we did cross rolls last week. So if you want to have a little go at the cross rolls, you can have a go at those. We did the 1 foot glide, didn't we, on the circles? So if you want to have a go as well so remember on program 2, there's the beginner jump as well, which leads into the bunny hop. So again, it's a really good idea to hold on if you want to practice the beginner jump and bend. Okay, and I feel in skates like I land much heavier than I do on the ice for some reason. I don't know if it's because it sounds much noisier, but I bend, push up and bend. And whatever you do, when you land, you do need to lean the top off of your body slightly forward. You don't want to jump up and lean back, because again, if you go on those back 2 wheels, you are going to end up on your bottom, and you're going to be practicing the getting up off the floor then. So it's still good practice, but we don't want to be doing that, okay? So, right, okay, so if you want to try this going forward, or skating, 2 foot glides, that we did earlier, and you can do the jump and up. What I find as well is what I do with my arms, I bring them back to my side here, okay, and I push them through and I bring them across here, okay, but I just still keep slightly forward, or you can bring them back and just push them forward, and that helps as well, not leaning too far back, okay. So that's the 2 foot jump and the backward 2 foot jump. So what we'll have a go now then, we'll just recap on the cross rolls. So remember, if you feel like you've not got room, you might have to do this just just do a crossover rather than do the cross rolls if you can only get one in. So what I'm doing is I'm going to bend, I'm holding on first, bending. So I've got my feet in my T position, I'm going to push off, bring the toe across and bend, okay. So if you look, I'm holding on, and just be careful when you're holding on as well, because you'll feel like your wheels are going to go. The toe comes across, so I turn the foot out, it kind of draws half a circle, cuts across, and then slightly on the outside, okay. If you want to do them just straight ones for now, which are really basic, that's fine. Again, you can do those holding on. When you do this, you will find, again, that we did on the warm-up, that little twist. When you do these, you will find that twist, okay? So if you want to do them straight, holding on to somebody, and then on 2 feet, and you can just do that, on 2 feet, and that, yeah, that's fine. If you want to do full cross roll, it's on the outside of the wheels, and outside. So as you can see, I don't just need space lengthwise for the cross rolls because they do weave, yeah, on the edges, on the outsides. You will find you need a little bit of space going out as well. So again, I know we're all limited to space, but even just practicing 1 or 2, or just practicing that technique, when you have got the space and the right flooring, you'll find that you're already prepared and ready to do cross rolls. And you know, if you've got the space, you'll find you'll be able to do them consecutive, and you'll probably be able to do 4, 5, 6 in a row. Okay? So again, remember, if you want to just do the basic one, push on 2 feet, just lift up and cross, and then back on 2 feet, bend the knees. Cross, back and bend the knees, okay? And if you want to do the one on the slight outside edge, so again, you're twisting, look, with the top half of your body, as you're crossing the right, pulling the left shoulder back, as you're crossing the left, the right shoulder comes back. And that's really important. So that we do on the warm-up is a really important thing to do. 1, just to get your sense of balance, and 2, to feel that twist. And as I say, on roller skates, I just do feel that every position you have to do a little bit more than you would do on the ice. So if you're leading, you're pulling that right shoulder back. But on the ice, it's so much easier to get more speed and to get onto the edges, and so smooth, and there's no friction. Whereas with our rollerblades, inline skates, whichever skates you've got, there is that slight friction there with the wheels, whatever flooring you're on. So that's really important as well. So, right, what I want you to do now before we go, I am aware that I started a little bit, a couple of minutes late. I had trouble getting on this morning, but we're all here. So I think I started about 5 minutes late. So we've got a couple of minutes left, okay, before we go. I hope everybody's okay to just carry on for that extra 5 minutes. So what we're going to do is add 3 of the things together then that we've done today. So you could add I don't know, the glide and dip with the back of swizzles, or you do a couple of cross rolls. Just remember, I'm very aware of space. So I'm going to do, what should I do? I'm going to do a couple of cross rolls. Okay. I'm going to do the glide on the curve. And then I think I'm going to add in a glide and dip. I'm going to do 4 and a T-stop. Okay, so off you go, your turn. So choose your 4 things. Brilliant. That's it. So backward swizzle, forward swizzle, I can see. Glide and dip. And then, yeah, fantastic. Well done then, everybody. So, again, well done. And keep posting these videos of yourself, you know, so we can see how well you're doing. I know that I had a huge smile on my face when Margarita had issued those inclusive certificates for these levels that we're doing on these skates. And it's just nice for you to see that you're improving. And sometimes I don't think you always appreciate how much you've improved till you kind of look back and think, oh my goodness, I couldn't even stand up in those skates. And just, you know, set your own goals. And remember, when you're setting goals, set a realistic goal. You can have a goal that's like, oh yes, I want to do this in the future and jump and spin and twirl, but that isn't realistic. Set yourself a goal, yeah, and all these things we've been doing over these last few weeks, you know, go back over. And what I find as well is, if you go back to the very first time, and we're literally just doing this and stepping around, and then you think, oh my goodness, how far have I come? That is a huge improvement. So it's a really good idea to set yourself some small goals. So some goals that you know that you can achieve if you with a little bit of practice, and then you can set yourself a little bit of a goal further ahead. But remember, anything that we're doing on these levels, whether it's crossovers, if you feel that you're not there yet, there's always other things that you can adapt and practice. So you can still work alongside us, you know, on your skates, and you can always adapt it and then go on to doing it slightly different, or go back to the more basic part of what we're doing. So I hope you're all still enjoying it. I'm so proud of everybody. I know I'm still enjoying these classes. I hope everybody else is. And hopefully next week I'll be on time, not a couple of minutes late, but obviously technology and logging on and things sometimes is quite difficult. But anyway, stay safe, everybody. And again, keep going, keep practicing. Yeah, that's the most important thing, practice. And I'll see you next week, same time. Okay, hopefully we'll have some better weather next week, so some of you will be outside. So take care, everybody, and I shall see you soon. Bye.